Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to cover the brand new Gold Master Icons. We got our first set of 95 overall players, which is definitely something we need to look into because no matter the player, he's going to have some pretty nuts stats and attributes. So we'll dissect all of those. Guys, don't forget to subscribe for the channel for daily NHL content. All right, let's get into the video. All right, we'll kick things off with the 95 overall MacInnis, 6'2", 204 right-handed defenseman. 3 to Spark, 3 to Magician. Now, obviously, the problem with MacInnis throughout the duration of the game has been his speed. Now it's up to 88, which means with Distributor, it's over 90, which basically at this stage of the game, any card that has over 90 speed is probably good enough. Acceleration, in my opinion, for defensemen is a little bit more important. But when you take a look at the rest of his attributes, when you consider the cost involved, okay, so we're talking about 10 icon collectibles for these 95s. That's about 500,000 coins in value. So you have to remember that that's a very, very large cost. Now, would you pay 500K for this card? So he's got 91 speed, 91 acceleration with Spark, and his slap shot accuracy is only 88 when you consider the fact that I thought his shot was always phenomenal, but I guess it was just the power in it. And then without Magician, his deking is under 90, which just means he's going to play stiff. And then obviously defensively he's perfect. But man, 500K for a defenseman that doesn't have 90 slap shot accuracy and his speed and acceleration are both capped at 91. This would be a pass for me. Following him, we've got the 95 Johnny Busick, and throughout the game, even at launch, it was his synergy combo that really made him valuable. So 3 to Distributor, 3 to Workhorse, and honestly, the Workhorse part is kind of my favorite part of this card because, again, that's a synergy that I really, really like if you can get it on cards, especially on defensemen. But that basically maxes out his balance and endurance. His acceleration gets to 92 before Spark, which means it can get up to 96, and then his speed's at 92. He is a pure winger, obviously, with only 68 faceoffs, and his shot is still in the mid-90s. Everything else is basically 99. But again, you have to think about is the cost of 500K worth it when you're getting a winger that's only capped out at 92 speed and his shot isn't 99. But the 3 to Distributor and 3 to Workhorse, in my opinion, if you've got an untradeable 89 version of this card, I would probably pull the trigger on it. I think that that does make it, 90 overall, would make it worth it. That's a significant advantage, and I think that his speed is fine and his acceleration is fine, obviously, for a winger. I wish his shot was a little bit higher, but a 95 overall card, you're getting the synergy boost is gigantic. So, honestly, yeah, if I had the untradeable version, I would go ahead and pull the trigger on the 95. I wouldn't go out and buy him, though. I think the cost will be a little too much. But the one thing I will say about these cards, guys, is look at the cost for them in the auction house. So the 95 straight up, is it less than 500K? That's not bad value. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then lastly, we've got the 95 Mike Gartner. So 6'1", 190 with 3 to Swarm and 3 to Shutdown. This is the card to go after in this release and probably one of the best 95s that we're going to get. 98 speed before Distributor, 95 acceleration, and with Swarm, his agility is 99, which means that all of his skating stats are maxed out. His shot is maxed, his hand stats are great. I wish his deking was a little bit higher, but that's nothing really to complain about. Body checking gets to 96 with Shutdown activated. Defensive awareness, stick checking are at 99. 1000% pull the trigger on this. If you have got the silver version of Mike Gartner, this is definitely one that you need to go up and upgrade because no matter what throughout the rest of the game, you do not need to improve him. His important stats, his shot and speed and size really are all end game, meaning that you really don't have to upgrade them at all. He basically activates Shutdown by himself, and 3 to Swarm means he almost gives you half of a team synergy by himself. This is a no-brainer, guys. The 95 Mike Gartner is definitely one that you need to go out and get if you have the silver or the untradeable. And even if you don't have the untradeable, I would look to try and get it because, like I said, this card is one of the better ones that we're going to get. Also, just want to take a quick look at one of the new prime times this week. We got the 94 Mark Scheifele, and again, just a card that always seems to be forgotten. I've said this numerous times throughout the year, that every year he's just always underpriced. 6'3", 207's elite size. He has Spark, which gets him to 94. His speed can get up to 93, and his shots in the mid-90s. This is basically Busick without the synergies. So especially when you consider his hand stats are almost all max, and then stick check and defense awareness are great. This is an all around fantastic card, and if you can get passing playmaker on there, maxes out his slap shot accuracy and stick checking almost. So definitely a card to watch out for. I'm curious to see what he's going for in the auction house, because for whatever reason he's always just cheaper. Like 450, like that's great value. Like he's gonna fall. Like I wouldn't buy it at 450. But I think that he'll go for even cheaper. And it's just, like I said, just a card that's always forgotten about. So keep in mind when looking for that. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's content. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. And don't forget to subscribe for daily NHL content. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, boys.